the opportunity recently presented itself for me to try mushrooms. Yeah. When I tell you it was one of the worst experiences of my life, like, nobody warns you about the taste. You know, a lot of people give you advice before you do it. They tell you, don't look in the mirror, get out of the city. They give you like dumb advice and none of it is helpful. But I thought someone would have warned me about the taste. And nobody did. So the second I digest them, I'm like, holy shit, nobody mentioned the taste. I got bad ones. I'm not gonna be okay. Nobody mentioned the taste. And I'm freaking out. My husband was the one who gave them to me. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck did you put in these mushrooms? And he's like, chill. It was a recipe I saw on the Food Network. It's a little garlic, a little olive oil. No, I'm kidding. I didn't actually eat a vegetable. I did drugs. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Gonna report me? Gonna call the cops? Do it. I wish you would. Take me away. Oh, the cops are here. Stabler, no. Oh, Stabler in the criminal justice system. Okay, can I ask you guys a question? Am I even remotely perpendicular when I do that? Like, because I'm working really hard, but I feel like, am I in a acute angle or obtuse, you know? Obtuse? What the fuck did you just call me? Out. No, I'm kidding. I am obtuse and obese. So yes, I did drugs. Hallucinogenics, yeah, I'm cool, yeah. Cool kids do drugs, everyone knows that. And let me tell you for real about the experience, because it was horrendous. But it was also life-changing, and I feel like that's how you know you did it perfectly. You never want to do it again, but you can't wait for the next time. Drug addicts over there. That must be the gays. Hey, girlies! And it was fun at first. You know, I spent probably the first hour with my head stuck in a freezer. On purpose, though. It was really amazing. The mushrooms started to hit, and we were all sitting in the kitchen, my absolute favorite room of the house. And somebody opened the freezer to get a snack. It wasn't me, by the way, which was like the most shocking part of the story. And the second they opened the freezer, like the mushrooms started to hit. And inside the freezer, I saw the most beautiful, the most gorgeous light bulb. I swear to God, me and this light bulb, we were connected in some way. I can only explain it. It was just like that scene in Twilight, where Jacob, very inappropriately, imprints on that little girl, Renesmee. The light bulb imprinted on me. I was speechless. I was just overjoyed. It was literally Michelangelo painted this light bulb. Every time one of the strobes from it would hit my eye, I was literally crippled. Like, I need Jesus. And I'm a Jew. And that part was really fun. And then the girl who was like administering the drug, she was the one who had done it before. She's a drug dealer. Like, we had to pay her, you know? She was kind of leading the group, and she was like, let's go outside. They say that mushrooms are really best enjoyed in the natural elements. David Attenborough was there. So we go outside. And it was a crazy coincidence. It was my first time ever doing any sort of like hallucinogenic, I think. And it happened to have been a strawberry moon that night, which was just like a crazy coincidence. And I don't know what a strawberry moon is either. The moon was pink. Or so we thought it was. And it was really beautiful. We all just sat on these like big oversized chairs and like started staring at the moon. And then I blinked and 7 hours had gone by. And I don't remember anyone saying anything over the course of the 7 hours. I just remember us all being like, huh, in the chair, staring at the moon. Like we couldn't take our eyes off of it. Maybe like every 3 hours someone would mention something and we'd be like, huh? No, I agree. No, you're like a sister to me. Back to the moon. And it went on like that, I swear to God, for maybe 6 or 7 hours until the drug dealer said, girlies, we should go back inside. It's getting late. And I said, yeah, we should go back inside. Narrator, they should not have gone back inside. So we all went up to our individual rooms to like change into more comfortable clothing. And I'm gonna tell you what I put on because it's important, not because like I'm obsessed with myself or anything. I put on sweatpants, podcast merch, you know, the best of the best. I put my hair in a bun, like on top of my head. I threw on a sweatshirt. You know those sweatshirts you pull over your head? And they got like a turtleneck and like a zipper that starts at your nipple. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a, what the fuck are those things called? No, not a quarter zip. It's like a sweater that has a quarter of a zip. You've been gaslit. And I guess I put on a quarter zip, whatever that is. And I went back downstairs, okay? And I go back into the room and something has shifted in the room because one of the girls there, she's lost her fucking mind. And I'm looking around, I'm like, what happened? She's cackling. And I'm very shook. Because one, I wasn't in the room, so nothing that funny could have been said. And two, she only started laughing when I walked in the room. So I'm like, what? She goes, oh my God. Veins. Big vein. Claudia, I did it. I finally figured out who you look like. More frightening words have never been spoken. Yeah, Claudia, I figured it out. You are literally Miss Trunchbull. Sir, Miss Trunchbull is a character from a film. She's the villain in the film Matilda. I don't know if you've seen it. It's an Oscar-snubbed film, in my opinion. It stars Danny DeVito, the little bitch Matilda, and it's really incredible. And Miss Trunchbull, she's the villain. And I really don't like to use this word, but she's a cunt. And she's... She's really not the type of person you want to be compared to physically. I don't want to be mean, but he doesn't know what she looks like and I have to describe her accurately. I don't want to be mean. Okay. She's a handsome woman. She's a former javelin thrower. We all have ideal body types, no? Mine, personally, has never been that of a former javelin thrower. Suffice to say, I'm hurt. And normally I'm very reactive, but I'm on drugs. So I'm feeling very introspective. I'm like, damn, shit, I feel like I've been shot. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, that is the most hurtful thing anyone's ever said to me in my entire life. And I'm like, why is this bugging me so much? Because I pride myself on the fact that I can take a joke. But this was like, not a fucking joke. And before I responded, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this is really bugging me because it feels like my friend went into my brain, gathered the files on everything I've ever been insecure about in my life. Miss Trunchbull used to have a mole on her face. I used to have two! Miss Trunchbull was a big woman. Have you been listening to the show? I'm clearly unwell. So it felt like my friend, she wrapped up all my insecurities and just handed them to me in this insult, okay? And I know she didn't mean it that way, you guys. She was fucked up on drugs. So in that moment, I definitely did not decide to write my entire comedy tour around it and drag this bitch through all 50 states. I didn't. But her name is Dana. She lives in the West Village. After the show, we ride! No, Now, some of my friends thought what I did was a little dramatic, but I did throw that bitch in the chokey. It couldn't be helped. And here's the thing. We live in a society... Oh my God, that's like the worst way to start a sentence. Nevertheless, she persisted. We do. We live in a society where everyone is so offended by everything. And it's just not the vibe, you know? Every video I see on the internet has like a trigger warning. I saw a video of a girl on TikTok making homemade soap. Had a trigger warning. Trigger warning, blades. How? Why? What? And I never mean to offend anyone. I'm sure I do, but it's really never my intention. I never set out with that goal. But personally, I just can't relate to the sentiment of being offended by things because as a human being, very little offends me. Unless you're gonna tell me who you think I look like. 10 out of 10, I'm upset. Like, I don't care. Everyone loves this stupid fucking celebrity doppelganger game. I hate that game. I hate that game. Because for me, people get so, like, they're not creative. It's uninspired, these choices. If you're brunette and chubby, we're sisters. If you're Jewish, oh my God, Beanie Feldstein, you guys are twins. I mean, I hear you guys whispering, like, she kind of does look like Beanie Feldstein. No, I don't. We're both just chubby and brunette. I have proof. Proof. Okay, ready? When I was in the 11th grade, I could not go anywhere. I couldn't walk 4 feet. I couldn't fart without being told that I looked like Snooki. Now you're all being like, she does kind of look like Snooki. I got a spray tan. When I tell you, it followed me everywhere. It was in the yearbook. Everyone was like, you look like Snooki. It was like my thing. That show had just premiered. Those kids were so famous. I was literally in Miami on spring break, and I was chased down the street by a group of women who thought that I was Snooki. 16-year-old me, they're like, Snooki, we loved you on the Wendy show. And I was like, thanks, girl. Such a fun interview. Love Wendy. Thirsty back then, thirsty now. The point is, I was Snooki. It was my thing, everyone knew it. And then, one day, Snooki got very thin. Yeah. Wanna know what happened next? Nobody ever compared us ever again. We never looked alike. She's from Chile. I'm an Ashkenaz Jew. Question mark. So that was my first time doing drugs. And you know what? Becoming a drug addict is actually not the only bad habit I've picked up recently. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys might know this because I'm getting so bad at hiding it. But if you watch my Instagram stories with like an extremely detail-oriented eye, you might see a little black device in my hands. Now, before I say what it is, it's a choice. I'm not endorsing it. I don't want to hear anyone cheer, and I certainly don't want to hear anyone boo. Okay? Yes. I vape. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. What is the big deal? I mean, I know the big deal is cancer, but still, like, sue me. I enjoy an occasional puff of fruity deliciousness. By occasional puff, of course, I mean round the clock, 24/7, every minute of every day. Can't wait to finish the show so I can go smoke my vape. I believe it's what the kids are calling an addiction. Yeah. And I love it. I can't lie. It's like a COVID thing that I'm now bringing into the post-COVID world, but it poses a problem because you can pretty much vape anywhere. It's like a thumb drive. It's electric. But you can't do it on the plane. And I know some people do, but I have like a personal policy, like I will never vape on a plane again. Because I feel as though it's very confusing what the law is. And I was merely a victim of the confusing laws. Obviously, I can't light up a cigarette on a plane. But a vape, like I said, it's electric. know. I was on this flight. I travel a lot for work, so it's just like, it's not gonna work for me. And I'm on this flight, and it's so long. It's like 90 minutes, and and I'm really struggling. I'm like jonesing for a hit, and I wasn't entirely sure like what the law is, you know. So I decided to Google it. I spent $29.95 on Wi-Fi, which that was my first mistake. And I ended up on this like stunning Reddit thread, words I thought I'd never say. Actually, it wasn't even a thread, it was like a subreddit, like a community of vapors. And I should have stopped there because that was probably one of the lowest points of my life. Nevertheless, she persisted. So I learned a lot. You know, I was just gathering information from this Reddit thread, and I learned a lot of important shit. Did you know the fine for getting busted for vaping or smoking on a plane is anywhere from $500 to $25,000? And I'm serious about money, so that shook me to my core. I had to take a step back and like take inventory of my life. I had to think to myself, is one puff of my jewel worth 25 grand? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Add another show at the Gramercy Theater. But I hadn't made a decision, just gathering information. Know what else I learned? I feel like nobody knows this. This is a crazy fact. Ready? Ready? Yeah! God, fucking mute. Nah, I appreciate the respect. You guys have been a great audience. The second thing I learned, you know smoke alarms on planes, the ones in the bathroom? It's not gonna trigger and get, you know, the classic wah, 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 wah. No. You know those alarms are silent? Do you guys know that? So you could trigger it and not even know you triggered it. But the smoke alarm will send a notification to the cockpit. It'll literally snitch on you. I'm just gathering information. Haven't made a decision. The overall consensus from this Reddit thread was like, can you get busted for vaping on a plane? Yeah. Will you? Probably not. They did recommend how they found the best practice to do it was to go into the bathroom and blow your smoke into the toilet as you're flushing. You know those airplane flushes. And the second I heard that, decision made. The physics was making sense. I'm like, there's literally no way this can't work. So I decide I'm gonna do it. And the second I decide I'm gonna do it, I'm like nervous, you know? Because it's not nothing. It's a C-class felony, what I'm about to do. Nevertheless, she persisted. So I get up, my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Yeah. There was actually a little vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, right? Basically what I'm saying is I was nervous, you know? And I get up to go to the bathroom, and you know when you're about to do something bad or unethical, like you act weird? Like I cheated on the SATs all 3 times. And I remember actively, as I was cheating, acting like a freak who wasn't cheating, you know? I was like sharpening my mechanical pencil as I looked over at Sophie Mintz's blue book. I still didn't even do a good job. So I get up and like I've totally forgotten how to walk and I don't know what to do with my arms. So I'm just kind of like moseying down the aisle and like waving to people. Hey girlfriend. Claudia, 3D. Come say hi. I get to the bathroom. Of course there's a line. Because nothing in my life can be easy. And so I'm freaking, you know, I'm waiting in line. The anxiety is getting worse, and I'm feeling like a real criminal, you know? Claudia Chrisley, okay? Oh my God. That's a good one. Finally, it's my turn. I'm so anxious. I really need a hit to take the edge off. So I kind of hover over the toilet in a squat position, which really is not something I do frequently, so I'm already, you know, uncomfortable. I take a really big hit. Like I said, I was jonesing. And right before I exhale, I just press the flush, so flush. Perfect, right? Wrong. So wrong. When I tell you, it literally never occurred to me just to test the flush. Silly me. I thought it was like every flush on every plane, on every fucking airline I'd ever been on. You know the one. If you go in there and you're not ready for it, it'll literally stop your heart. I've never been on a plane that didn't have the... So I don't hear the... And I look down. And I don't have the... No, I got this like... swirly, twirly gumdrop. I got like a careless whisper in the night. I got a flush that looks like it minored in dance. Pas de bourrée, kickball change, sachet. Yeah. And before I know it, this cloud of smoke is everywhere. And my first instinct is to do the classic move, you know, the waft. Which, by the way, does nothing. And my second instinct is just to find a window and jump. Because I've had a good life. And I would never survive in prison. My ass is too juicy. And my breasts are too large. You know what kind of bras you get in prison? Not good ones. I'm freaking out. I'm like trying to come up with a plan. I don't even have time. I swear to God, 3 seconds have passed. I'm hovered over the shit-filled toilet, saliva dripping down my neck, and I hear this. Flight attendant. Female flight attendant, let's be real. Only a woman would do something as annoying as this. When she's about to arrest you. She's quite literally cornered me at this point. I have nowhere to go, nothing to do but to open the door. So I shoved my jewel between my titties. That way she had no proof. And if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. I am constantly inspired by O.J. Simpson and his work. Every day. So I just decided to be a grown-up. I'm like, let's fucking do this. So I open the door. I emerge in a cloud of smoke. I literally looked like Chris Angel in Vegas. And I'm like, hi, what's the problem here? She's very direct. She wastes no time. She goes, ma'am, were you smoking in the bathroom? And I thought that was a really interesting question. Because was I smoking in the bathroom? Absolutely. Is that any of this bitch's business? No. But I understand the severity of the situation I'm in, and I really look inward and I say, Claudia, we gotta get out of this. Let's play to our strengths. Bitch, what are you good at? I can't sing for her. And then I remembered that I'm married. And I know what I'm good at. And that's when I decide to gaslight this flight attendant. So she says, ma'am, were you smoking in the bathroom? And I said, smoking. Me smoking in the bathroom? Are you crazy? No, I wasn't smoking in the bathroom. My father actually died of lung cancer 10 years ago, so I would never. It was a heart attack, but... What's he gonna do? Come down and tell this flight attendant I'm lying, okay? I wish you fucking would. She's not deterred in the slightest. She goes, ma'am, the pilot alerted us that the smoke alarm was triggered. I know. I was real, I know that was definitely a possibility, but I was so shocked. And I'm like, quick on my feet. I'm like, the smoke alarm was triggered? How bizarre is that? You know, it must be malfunctioning, and to be quite honest, I don't really feel safe being on a plane that doesn't have a working smoke alarm. So I'll just step out so you can get in there and fix it. You guys, she doesn't think I'm cute. She does not think I'm funny. Imagine. And I realized realized, like, I don't have much time left. I really need to amp up the gaslighting. So she goes, ma'am, I'm gonna ask you one last time. Were you smoking in the bathroom? And I said, ma'am, were you smoking in the bathroom? Because that's what it fucking sounds like. And that's how your girl ended up writing a check for $4,100? Yeah. Plus $29.95 for Wi-Fi. To the FAA. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. Federal Aviation Association. Fucking asshole association. Oh my God, like chill. It's a vape, not a bomb. Be cool. Don't be out. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show.